Full time tonight at St James's Park. Newcastle United are now out of the Champions League as we just lost 2-1 to AC Milan. Final in the group stages, Dortmund's first, PSG's second, AC Milan's third and Newcastle United's fourth. I mean, I've got to put my hand up today. I don't think Newcastle had a bad performance, but did Newcastle deserve to win today after watching both halves of that game? Honestly, no. I thought a draw was probably fair from the game, which meant that Newcastle would have finished third. In reality, if you remember watching my match reaction from the Everton game and the Tottenham game, I even said finishing last isn't the worst thing in the world. Of course, nobody likes to go out. It's not nice to see your team go out of the competition, especially after waiting so long to get back in it. But listen, we haven't got a squad big enough to deal with all the competitions we've done. Let's be honest with ourselves. Would we have won the Champions League? No. Would we have won the Europa League? With Liverpool in it? Probably not. We just don't have a big enough squad to compete with it. So the only thing Newcastle have honestly missed out on tonight is the CFFP. Getting to latter stages in the Europa League or the Champions League, we would have got more money. So it will affect us long term in the sense that we can't spend as much in the transfer window. But honestly, I think now the short term will be beneficial for Newcastle because first thing, you can focus on the cup. So Chelsea next Wednesday, a game where Newcastle, I mean, let's face it, we beat them in the quarter-final going into the semi-final. If you're unlucky enough to get Liverpool, then there might be a problem at that stage. But you've got a 2 in 3 chance of not getting Liverpool West Ham. Therefore, you're probably looking at getting back to a final again. So that's one thing. Of course, you've got some in the FA Cup, and then you hopefully get some nicer draws if you get past them. So you've still got the Cup to look forward to, and in the league as well, Newcastle have dropped so many steady points this season because of the fact we've got injuries, the players are knackered. You've seen it again today. The second half was woeful for us. We were so tired. Milan put some pressure on. I've got to give Milan credit. They had a brilliant second half. I thought they were aggressive. Newcastle probably were a bit fortunate enough to get away with just a 2-1 loss. I mean, they missed practically an open goal at the end. They hit the post twice. Newcastle obviously went to get the equaliser and we got ripped apart at times in that game. As much as I love Tino, last 20 minutes of him, he made some howlers. But the only thing that really upsets me tonight is the fact that Dortmund drew against PSG, which meant that the game was in our hands. We could have went into the Champions League knockout stages tonight because of the fact that PSG did not beat Dortmund. So you just got to take it on the chin sometimes. You've got to just look at it. I think if you look at the way Newcastle played in the 6 games, did we deserve to go first or second? I mean, yeah, I would argue somewhat. I thought we deserved third at least. The fact that we finished last is a bit of a tough pill to swallow. But I mean, logically, realistically, without getting aggressive or angry at the game, honestly, it's not the worst thing ever finishing last because now you've got those games to focus on. I don't think it's the worst case in the world. But obviously, it's not nice. It's just one of them ones, really. But listen, you learn from it, you move on from it. I thought Newcastle first half was great. Jordan, of course, scored for us. Miggy, what do you want?
You've got a canny little fan here.
We've got a canny fan over. The party, right?
Just wants to say hello.
That's left. The party, right? Right, take care. But nah, that was a bit harsh. I don't think we're shy at all. I thought Newcastle had a good first half. I will say now, Miggy was getting under my skin. I couldn't stand out for one today. It was just alright. Obviously, it's not nice to go out, but you got to look at the long term progression of the league this season. We will have a better Premier League season because of that. We'll do better in the cups because of that. So you got to look at it now. We've got to make sure we get back into Europe next season. We could have had a good run now. We could have finished 8th, 9th in the table and not get any European football. That would have been an even bigger disaster last season. So let's make sure, whether it's Conference League or Europa League, Champions League, let's make sure we get some form of European football next season. That's the main part now. We've got Fulham.
You are fault,
Adam. You are fault. Okay. Listen, we've got Fulham on Saturday now. A team that, I mean, we should be beating Fulham at home despite their good recent form. But Premier League's my main goal now. It's over and done. If I can't really, I'm not going to come out and bollock the players. It's over and done now. We're out. We can't change what's happened in the game. Did I like the performance of the second half? No. Listen, it's happening now. Milan's still a team that's won 7 Champions Leagues. It's got players like Leao, Hernandez. Listen, these are some of the world's best players still, despite the fact that Milan did progressively get worse in the Champions League. They still have got some of the world's best players. Dortmund, nobody saw Dortmund finishing first. What an incredible run they've had. It was so good against us. PSG's got Kylian Mbappe. And yes, okay, Newcastle were very unlucky to get robbed down in their grounds, which would have got us third today. But it happened, you know. We can't change what's happening. I think for fans now, even myself, we got in the Europa League Champions League, it's a lot going away every couple of weeks. It takes a lot out of you, and I think for the players as well, when you're playing in those situations of how much pressure's on you, you can see the players crying and they're just in tears after the game, but you can just take the weight off your shoulders now, right, pal? It's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. They're all positive to take out the finish the last hour. It's just the only thing I can notice was the fact that obviously PSG drew. It's just the fact that I would have liked if they won and then Newcastle would have just finished third no matter what. But listen, I'm not going to whinge about that. That's all I'm going to say, really. But honestly, we look at the game itself, second half, Newcastle, this second goal was horrible in our point of view, because the Milan midfielders ran through the middle alongside Bruno. All you had to do in the halfway line, one of you just take him out, get a yellow card, foul him. But don't foul him. I think it was like a 3-on-2 situation or something where he passed it out wide, the sub straight away finesses it into the top corner. It's a great goal. De Braga, I think some people might criticise him for the first goal, but listen, Pulisic has got all the space to move about 6 yards out. Giroud's got an amazing flick onto him there. Newcastle just got played the bits for that first goal. Milan's got a couple of real good goals, hit the post twice, and they should have killed us off. Somehow didn't kill us off, but they should have done that. It was alright. It's unlucky, you know. A lot of people see a shot. I don't think it was that bad, you know. Obviously, it wasn't great, but listen. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people disagree with me that finishing fourth is bad. I don't think it's that bad. I honestly don't. I think when people had a chance to reflect on a week in the morning, they'll probably see the positives in it. Obviously, the result wasn't great. I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. I thought performance is all right, just wasn't our day. Magyar made a world-class save. I mean, one of the best saves I've ever seen as a James Potter keep doing the show. What an unbelievable claw into the ball that was. So, I mean, we did have chances to get the second goal. Didn't happen. Miggy were out trying to target one player. I couldn't stand him there. He got right on my tit. But when you look at it, I think when you look at the fact we've got Sunderland in the FA Cup, the fact we've got Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, the fact that we've got terrible away form this season, we just needed to go out. I think we needed to focus on the league. There was no guarantee we'd get back into European football this season, but the fact that we're out now, I think probably you would think anyway that Newcastle would get back into Europe. I think with the league being our main focus now and also the cups on the side, we've still got a chance to win that trophy. I would love to see us finally end that drought of actually winning silverware. Listen, we beat Chelsea, we can do it. We can honestly do it. Obviously, Sunday the FA Cup, that's just such a big game for me anyway. Don't want to lose that one. We've got some of them work off. We've got to have a good transfer window though. We've got to make sure we get some signings in. I thought the players today, for the most part, did a good job. Miley, I will bring him up now. Lewis Miley was exceptional today. What a performance that was, man. What's that, a 17, 18-year-old lad? I thought Newcastle looked worse after he went off the pitch. He was that good. He's a real piece of talent. He's a sort of player that won't get us silverware. He's someone that's that good. At his age, he's got the world at his feet. Now, I don't want to try and put all these thoughts in his head this soon, but listen, the sky's the limit for a player of his stature and his ability. He's got a real piece of talent there. And it's up for us now to make sure we utilise the best of our players. We've got some work to do. I think tonight's a good learning experience. I think the players, you can see the way they react after the game. It's a good opportunity for them to understand the true meaning of loss, the true meaning of just going out in such a horrible way that would have hurt them today. And it's about being that horrible guy. It's something that they can get used to now. They can understand a bit more about what it's like doing that. And hopefully next time we get in a situation like this, we won't end up hopefully going out in such a manner like that. But listen, the sky's the limit. I thought Newcastle today had an okay game. Second half was terrible. Obviously, the players are exhausted. You can see it against Everton and Tottenham. It's continued today. Milan are a world-class team. They are still one of the best teams in the world. Milan were exceptional. They got the best out of them today. I thought that got a good result. Newcastle, honestly, today I thought deserved the draw best, which means that you're getting third or fourth. What would you took? For me, Premier League Cup. So you can get into. I know obviously you don't want to go out of European football, but we don't have a big enough squad to compete with. That's the honest truth, yeah. We don't have a big enough squad. Let's face it, we were getting shafted in the league. We've got a bench full of kids at times. We just can't compete on all four fronts. We just can't do it. So domestically, try and beat Chelsea, get into the semi-final. Then at that point, if it's not Liverpool, you're probably expecting a final. FA Cup, make sure you beat Sunderland. We'll see how the draws go after that. And Newcastle will try and chip our way into potentially a semi-final going back to Wembley. League-wise, any European spot, just get any European football this season. listen, the likes of Manchester United are dropping off quite a bit. I know they're out of Europe now, I suppose, in a similar situation as us. But other than the 4 or 5 teams or so, I think it's up for grabs after that. So Newcastle, we've got to take it by the scruff of the neck. But listen, any form of European football now, Conference League, Europa League, I think Newcastle, had a good season still. That is probably the best Champions League group stage I'll ever see. 4 class teams, like actual class teams in that group. There's no shame in going out to PSG, Dortmund and AC Milan. I mean, these are class teams, so we'll see what happens next. But for now, for me, my final thoughts in the game. Second half was caused bad, but listen, I don't think finishing last was the worst thing in the world. I honestly don't. There are positives to take, despite the fact that we are now out of European football. We move on. Fulham at the weekend, Chelsea in the cup. Let's make sure we beat Chelsea and get into a semi-final. Then I think we've got something to work off. But we haven't got a big enough squad, do we? So we've just got to learn from it. But listen, appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll see you all in the next one.